This week on the Droopy Dog Gamer, I tell you about a brand new Droopy Dog Sports channel. There's a brand new Formula 1 racing car, which we take a look at, and there's some top racing games on offer, and I show how bad I am at the GT5 daily races. And as well as that, there's brand new credits. Roll those brand new credits. Welcome everybody to a new episode of the Droopy Dog Gamer. I'm going to begin by introducing you to our brand new sports channel called Droopy Dog Football. So if you're a fan of FIFA, Pro Evolution Soccer, any type of football or soccer game, soccer if you're in America of course, we've got a brand new channel. Basically what I used to do was kind of do 2 videos a week on the Droopy Dog Gamer, but some of it was football related and the other obviously was racing, which is my 2 passions when it comes to games. But I've decided to separate it so that if you're a football fan and you're not interested in the racing, you can just watch Droopy Dog Football. And if you're a fan of this channel, which I'm pleased and happy for all of you, then you can carry on watching, and please subscribe to the Droopy Dog Gamer. Remember, every subscription, it doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps our little channel to grow. So please remember to click and subscribe. I'm Leighton. Let's begin with the news this week. We start with the news that there's a brand new Formula 1 car by Ferrari, which was released yesterday. A couple of photos of it. It looks really good. Obviously with the Formula 1 season just days away now, it's going to be pretty exciting, and let's take a look at the car. And there we have it, the Ferrari SF21, and that great big green stripe on the cover of the engine bay certainly makes it stand out from last year's edition. The car looks pretty similar from the front. I don't think there's too much difference to the nose, although they just say in the press release that there's changes to the nose of the car, and the team have also focused on the transmission this year, apparently with bigger changes there, presumably some developments in the reliability of the transmission. And seeing the SF 2021 made me immediately want to load up Formula 1 2020 on the PlayStation. It's one of my favourite racing games. I always look forward to it every year, and I think this year, or last year I should say, was definitely the best edition Codemasters made. It's a lovely blend between simulation and arcade. The physics aren't really heavy simulation, kind of light simulation in there, but you can sort of tone things right down and make it almost an arcade game if you wish. But it's got the technical sort of features there that you can switch on, and it's got all the adjustments you can make to your car, such as the suspension, and it's got one of the best sort of development packages of any car game, I think, and you can, this year had the addition that you can create your own team, which was a really nice addition to the series, and for me that was sort of one of the best bits of the game this year. But I mentioned this game because it's currently just moved to PlayStation Now. So PlayStation Now's got 50% off for the month. So for about £4.50, I think, something like that, you could play this game on PlayStation Now for the month if you wanted to. See if you like it. If you wanted to, you can invest in the game and buy it. But if it wasn't for you, you've not wasted much money. So it's a great opportunity to try out Formula 1. F1 2020 will be the last game, which is solely produced by Codemasters. Codemasters now owned by Electronic Arts, EA, so F1 2021 will be an EA game. I do hope that they don't overload it with microtransactions. You do see that with some of the EA games. Obviously, sort of FIFA it's well known with the Ultimate Team, and lots of controversy there. So I hope that they don't kind of do the same thing to the Formula 1 game. I hope Codemasters developing it, as the developer will kind of keep it more or less as it is. It's a really good game. It doesn't need altering too much. I can't see there being great changes this year. Firstly, with obviously the COVID crisis, I can't see sort of much being changed in the game, and I don't think EA have kind of got their foot in the door as regards changing too much of the game or wanting to sort of having the official capacity to change much of the game yet, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let's move on now to a bargain on the PlayStation Store. If you've never played it, Project Cars 2 is available for £10.49. It's listed under the prequels and sequels up to 75% off games section on the PlayStation Store. For under £11 you get the full fat digital deluxe version, which comes with bundles of extra tracks, and it's got a massive variety of race cars in it. It covers everything from rallycross to track cars, vintage track cars, right up to sort of modern day open wheel racers. It's got sort of copies of Formula 1 cars in there, and there's also the Indy cars, the American Indy cars, which are good fun as well. Not all the cars are brilliantly simulated perhaps in the game, but it really is good. My only criticism of this title is that if you try playing it with a control pad as against a wheel, on the wheel it's brilliant if you've got a wheel, but if you've got a control pad it's not quite so good. And that brings me on to the second game, Project Cars 3, which is in the other half of the sale. That one has got less tracks, less cars. The graphics, in my opinion, are nowhere near as good, and the only improvement is the fact that they've kind of refined the controls for the joypad, which they could have just done as an update in Project Cars 2. Project Cars 3 is definitely a step backwards. Definitely stick to Project Cars 2. That is a racing sim I definitely recommend. I've put hours into that game when it was first released on PlayStation 4, and it holds definitely a special place in my heart, but definitely avoid Project Cars 3 unless you're sort of into joystick control. It's the only thing that's been improved in the game. Everything else has been cut back. Just, it's a cash grab, avoid at all costs. Let's move on now to the news of the new GT races this week, where I can show you and embarrass myself of how badly I did in my first few laps. Let's take a look. I think there's a good choice of races this week on the daily races. You've got 7 laps on race A, 7 laps of the Suzuka East Course, which is of course one of the shortest circuits in GT Sport, but you're only in the N200 cars, so it's perfect I think for race A, that one. Race B seems to be one of the favourite choices of the daily races. It's the Dragon's Tail, but it's got the twist to it in as much as you're on the Seaside 2 circuit, so you're doing it backwards around the course. So that means that awful high speed chicane, I don't think it quite hits you as hard when you're doing it in reverse, and that causes many pile-ups in the daily races. And race C this week is in the Group 4 cars on the Autopolis International Race Course, and you're doing 10 laps on that in the Group 4 cars. So again, another good one. I'm happy with all of those. Good choices. Now, due to me filming Droopy Dog Football, I didn't have much chance to qualify for this race, so I decided what I'd do is sort of jump in with almost no qualifying time whatsoever. Start off, I'm in the GR Supra, and I thought what I'd do is start off at the back and see how many cars I could overtake. I'm in 15th place off the grid, so anywhere in the top 10 would be alright by me. So here we go, the clock's about to tick down, the rolling start. The cars aren't spaced out too far apart like they were last week on Spa, so you get a good chance. There goes the first car, we managed to overtake him. The Supra's got really good acceleration to it, and it's really good down the straights, and on the far side of the track you're going to need that. Take the first corner really slowly, make sure you get the inside line. You do not want to be on the outside, especially if there's a couple of cars bunched up. So as you can see, 12th, 13th, they're all pretty bunched up in front of me, and I sit in 14th place. The first corner of this chicane is going to be really tight. Whoa, and he's taken out. There's the first casualty. Once you pass that first part of the chicane on reverse, you can speed up a little bit and just slow down when you get to this tight corner here. He's all over the shop, and we can overtake him, and we're straight into 12th. So we've only really had to overtake sort of one car there. The others kind of wrote themselves off. And here's where you're going to get the fast part of the track. So you can afford to put your foot down until you get to this corner here. This is a tricky part of the track. You can almost go flat out, but you need brake. You just sort of lift off a little bit as you're taking that second bend. A nice tight corner here going downhill, so don't take it too fast like that chap did there. He's gone, and we're already up into 11th. He's off as well. It's all over. It's the daily races. And we're at top 10. This is the chicane, the sort of last chicane of the track, and take that nice and easy. I probably took that a little bit too tight. I don't know what happened there. He's gone, so we're already into 9th place. Lap 2 was pretty uneventful. You join me on lap 3. I'm getting really bullied from behind by the Dane. And can I keep 9th? No, I can't. There it goes. Oh, it was a brave overtaking move, and he makes it past the chicane. It paid off, and he's away. And I'm in 10th. And as we continue to lap 4, nothing pretty much changed. 10th place. I did say sort of if I could make top 10, I'd be happy, and that's what I did. So it wasn't too bad, I guess. Thanks once again for tuning in and staying with the Droopy Dog Gamer. Please remember to click like and subscribe. It really helps our little channel. And don't forget Droopy Dog Football as well. We'd love to see you on both channels if you're both into football and racing. We will see you next time on the Droopy Dog Gamer.